Hello. Better today. Except for my pulls on this game, I got screwed over pretty hard. Screwed over pretty hard on my pulls on this, unfortunately. But these things happen. Okay, so who can I take this off? I'm not gonna use I'm not gonna use 9S anymore. He's been replaced. Yoink! Not today. Not today. Kinda didn't really like the combat in that game, to be honest. It's like, it was okay, it wasn't super great. I didn't really give it that much time, to be fair, but I have a hard time devoting lots of game time to stuff that's, like, gonna die really soon. Like Exoprimal. I probably would get some fun out of playing that game, but that shit's not gonna last, so I tried the demo for it, the like, open beta test they did for it a couple weeks ago. I tried it. It was like, this isn't it for me, man. I don't like it. Exoprimal's gonna be dead in a month anyway. That game is not gonna last. It's pretty much getting by because of Game Pass. But people don't play Game Pass games for long, so I don't know how long it'll last. Just give me a sec, I'm watching a guide, because I gotta change my build for this character. Okay. He must have gotten paid a lot to do that. I can't imagine how much money you get for doing that. It's pretty nuts. I mean, it's not like people don't play that game, it's just that people don't play it outside of Asia. And I think trying to charge for a battle royale just doesn't work. Especially one like that, where it's like completely different from every other it's completely different from every other battle royale because it's melee combat. It's not, there's no guns. Well, there are guns in the game, but it's not like a primary focus. So I know the having to pay to play the game was turning a lot of people off, for good reason. Especially something like that where your enjoyment is not necessarily tied to how many people are actually playing it. Like, that's one of the reasons why I play the stuff I play, because I can play it whenever the hell I want. Who remembers Hunter Arena Legends? I actually liked that game. It was fun. But I stopped playing it because everyone else did. I knew the writing was on the wall. They did that Hail Mary of trying to get that game on PS Plus, and it just didn't work. The combat in that was more up my alley than, what's it called? Naraka, for sure. It was way more controller friendly, but just didn't last. I don't know why they keep trying to make those games. It's just so hard to pry people away from the ones that are popular. They keep trying and trying. It's like, well, it just does not work. It's hard enough to get people to play a melee one, just because it's a lot of the skills don't transfer over. I think with those melee battle royales, the best thing you can take from it is probably the movement. Well, I mean, a lot of the popular FPS games right now don't even have movement on that level. The movement in Naraka is pretty nuts. It's a big part of your success in that game. It's not just combos and having fighting game fundamentals. I mean, that stuff helps, but the movement is way harder than pretty much any fighting game, which is kind of the problem. I'd say outside of, like, maybe Marvel and Battle for the Grid, because those games have pretty nuts movement. Alright, I think she's good to go now. Alright, so let's go ahead and try, Oops. Let's go ahead and try Call of Duty Warzone. Speaking of Battle Royales, let's try COD Warzone here, if I can get a better score now. Alright. Okay, let me look at this guy's team. Where's his team again? Chen Kath? What is that? I'm not changing her right now. I don't really like playing as her. She's kind of boring. Actually, all of them are kind of boring. Okay, so blue is Luminance. The hell is Luminance? Let's just do it like this. Okay, so blue is Luminance. Red, Street Fighter Alpha. Where's Street Fighter Alpha? There she is. She's probably the weakest link on the team right now, but she's gonna get replaced in 2 patches, so I don't really care about optimizing her at all. It's kind of not worth it right now. After like how many years? Like 2 years. Alpha's finally getting power crept. It took 2 whole years. Alright. What do I put on Alpha? For Frederick, really. I'm not sure if I care. Who's this on? Go 3-4. So 3-4 Frederick, 3-4-5-6, and then 2 Darwin. Do I have a 1 and 2 Darwin? I've got a 2 Darwin. Ah. That's gonna be so expensive. Let's just try this. Let's just try this. Let's see how it works.
私が隊長ですか？ご期待に応えられるよう精一杯頑張り。みんなを守る。みんなを守る。
I don't really know how to play Luminance yet. She's been a shit character until she got her buff this patch. Like one of the worst S ranks. But they like to buff old units in this game, unlike the previous game I played, KOF All-Star, where they were just useless. Fuck. Come on. Good old alpha gameplay. That sucks, man. That was decent run. It's a decent run, but it gave me bad orbs. I'll probably change Rosetta after this. I think she's worth changing because she's not getting replaced for a very long time. Like legit a year. Alpha is getting replaced in 2 patches, so I don't feel like she's worth the resources. There's one thing about this game that kind of sucks is they didn't catch up with the other versions, so unless you just want to waste time and money, you kind of have to plan for things that are happening like a year later. This game is like an adult life simulator. You have to plan ahead like all the time. It's not too hard to like fix mistakes in this game, but when everything's already been figured out because the other versions are like a year ahead of us, it's like, yeah, you kind of need to watch those videos. It's not really a choice unless you just have a ton of disposable income to waste and making mistakes that can easily avoid just by watching a 10-minute video. And, it's like, I don't know if I really care to fix Alpha, because 2 patches, she's finally getting power creep. I think it's worth the investment. Shit orbs. I'll try this one more time, because I want to play some Dynasty Warriors. Got some fifth, like almost all the 5th weapons off stream today. Kind of want to play that a little bit, mess around. This is what sucks about playing Alpha, and it doesn't give you the right orbs. Alpha is very RNG dependent until she gets her buffs. Give me witch time. You good boy. Or not. Just don't give me witch time. Cool. Thanks. Turned into a Dynasty Warriors peon. Like, nah, I don't feel like attacking you. Sorry. Too chill today. Let's talk this out. There's no need for violence. Wasted like 10 seconds. He didn't want to attack. Ironically, with all that combo mod Dynasty Warriors I've been doing, the peons actually do attack a lot in that game. And there's no super armor or hyper armor in that game, so if they decide to just tap you on the shoulder, your combo's done. Oh, that was like quite a bit better. It's almost 20% better. Let's see here. I don't know what set they're talking about though. That's the thing. I mean, let me look at the shop. I'll change Rosetta. I don't know if I have enough resources to do all of them. Let's see here. Recycle shop, 6 stars. Which one is Chen? Oh, this guy. Why would you use that, though? That seems questionable. That seems very questionable. I think I have that, though. I have that on Changyu. Catherine. I'll take this guy's word for it, because he does play on CN. Where's Catherine? It's this one. Ah, I see what this is. So basically you gotta change your entire team around, because she doesn't suck now. That's basically the TLDR. I know you guys don't play this game, so... The TLDR is this character sucked. She was like the worst S rank. She wasn't really worth using. But this patch that just dropped like 2 days ago, they made her best physical support. So I'm guessing what's happening here is you gotta change your entire team just because she got buffed. That's the message I'm getting here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Why not? I've got Changyu here. He's useless now, so, which is a shame because I really like his design. I really like his design, but he sucks now. He's been power crept. Pretty much the only reason anyone used him is because there was no other option. Alright. So it doesn't look like I have a 1. Alright, Catherine. Just gonna see if I have any power crept characters that I don't use anymore. Let me go back, it's all messed up. Catherine, do I have that one? Yeah, we can use this. The Nier characters are power crept, so rest in peace. Okay, so she's gonna lose her hyper tunes, but I don't think I had too many of them tuned anyway. Let me see here. Yeah, it's a pretty significant nerf, but we'll work on that this patch. So what about her? 4 Frederick, 2 Darwin. Yeah, luckily I didn't hyper tune these characters that much, so I think it'll be okay. I need 4 Frederick. I have a 5, 6, and a 3 and a 4. Alright. And then 2 Darwin. So let's find Darwin. There's a free one right there. She's got one. Well, that was pretty painless. I'll have to do the hypertunes later, but... Oh, these aren't maxed. Hold on, I didn't notice that. Are we going to be in this menu long enough to get the drop? Here you go. Here comes the drop. I've been doing this long enough. It's a bad sign. It's the best part of the music, though. Every time! I didn't hypertune a lot of these, so... The problem with having this as the menu music is it's like one of the best tracks in the game, but the build-up takes too long. By the time it gets to the drop, you're already off the menu. Which is kind of weird, because a lot of the other tracks in this game, they cut it down a lot, so that it's, so that you can actually hear the drop. Wait a minute. Wait, what? Oh, okay, he's still fine. I was a little nervous there. It's a little nerve-wracking doing this, because it can take, like, days to fix a mistake. Alright. I don't know if I have any more of these. Yeah, I don't have any of these. Alright, well, I think they're mostly set up now. Let's see this. The last score was 400. It was just short of 500,000. So, what's gonna happen now? They're not optimized, but yeah, I got 495. So if I can beat that in a couple tries, then this is actually gonna work. Make sure did I set her up? Yeah, I did. Alright, let's try it. Physical team doesn't suck now. Why is this guy all the way over here. He just turned into a Dynasty Warriors Beyond. That sucks, man. It's like his brain just stopped functioning. He turned into a Dynasty Warriors peon on easy mode. Attack like once a blue moon. I'll try this one more time. That was kind of shit luck. There's a lot of RNG in this, unfortunately. And they're not fully optimized, but I'll definitely work on that this patch. 2 of them aren't getting power crept for a long time, so it's worth the investment, even if they might be a little bit weaker for a while. So shit luck. I can't wait for Alpha to be gone, though. I hate her playstyle. I hate having to get lucky with the orbs. If you don't get the right orbs, she doesn't do much damage. Sometimes the game just doesn't give it to you the entire run. Nah. Alright, well, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Let's play some Muso. The results are gonna vary because they're not, their memories aren't resonated. But the new character just came out, and after I get some money, I gotta gear her up, so I don't want to touch them right now. But yeah, that's, progress is progress. The physical team doesn't suck anymore. That's a pretty big deal, I would say. I'll have to get like another 10 memories for both of them. That's gonna take a while. So, enough of that for tonight. Well, until reset. If I'm still streaming at reset, I'll go back on it. Okay, so let me look at the 5 stars I got. Let's see here. I already got his done. So let's just temper all the characters I actually like to use. Yeah, I got a bunch of the 5-star weapons. Yet either. I might run out of gems. If I do, I'll do some grinding. I forgot that I bought the DLC for this, so it's actually... If you do those missions, it just gives you, it just gives you the 5-star for everybody, if you do all the powerful weapon ones. So, you can basically skip getting 5-star weapons. So if you want to use a character right away, they make it pretty painless. This one's got better attack power, so... Just gonna take all my favorite weapons and just make good versions. The fans are actually pretty fun too, actually. Use this one. Change the title of this stream to a menu porn stream, because that's all I've been doing is making out with menus. This won't take as long, though. The gearing in this game is a lot less complicated, and it's not a mobile game, so you don't have to worry about screwing something up and making like a bad decision that you can't take back. I mean, you can get stuff back in this in like 20 minutes. On PGR, it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of need to be careful about this. PGR's not too bad to get your stuff back in, but it is time-gated unless you spend money, so you want to make sure you're not doing stupid stuff, because it might take like a week. That's most of my favorite weapons. I'll do this one too. And the built one is up here. Doesn't need to be fused. Okay, so now I gotta fuse them all together. His is done. Oh yeah, this is gonna burn through my gems like crazy. But I'll be able to use these characters in story mode pretty easily, I think, so... Oops. His weapon is important, because he's the, I didn't do his yet, actually. I gotta temper his. Where's that crap? shock weapon. That's his built one. Well, you notice this is going a lot faster than the game I was just playing. You notice it's going way faster than that. That's a lot more urgent, because you can fuck that up, and since the game is time-gated with stamina systems and stuff, it's like, yeah, you kind of gotta be very careful with what you're doing. You can't cause, like, irreparable damage, but it does. You do have to pay attention to what you're doing. I love PGR, though. PGR is a good game. It's just a lot of things are changing in the game, so I gotta tweak all my stuff. I guess I'll work on the physical team this patch. Oh, yeah, I ran out of gems. I ran out of gems. Well, that's most of them done. Is there a way to get gems? Like, can you, can you, like, recycle stuff for gems? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more gems to do the rest of these. That's most of my favorite characters, though. Alright, I guess we'll just do some farming then. Why not? It's relaxing. Who do I want to farm with? Yeah, I don't remember everything about this game because I played it so long ago. Do I feel like doing combo training or just sweaty grinding? That's my question. I guess I should just use Jotai, because I need money anyway. I'll just use him. It'll be basic. Burnt through like 4,000 gems doing that. Alright. Make sure I save that, because I don't want to do all that menu humping again. Well, see, Jacob, I'm not wanting to cheat, because things actually stagger now. And also, I'm waiting for Double Dragon, and that's in 2 weeks. Now, if I get a review key for Double Dragon, and they put me under embargo, and I stop streaming, well then you guys already know. But I don't know if that's happening. So, until then, I'm having fun playing the game without using the editor, because, now you can actually, like, combo stuff. The game is more fun to play now than it was. I hopped off this game pretty quick. It was just the hyper armor. I hate it. Does he have the right weapon on? Oh, he does not. You can't change it. I forgot about that. Like, he's not supposed to be attacking that slow. Oh, there we go. I got his, second ability. There we go. Yeah, I remember how it was before they did the weapon fusion patch. I remember that. That's definitely not revisionist history, that's for sure. Same thing with Basara. Basara had really garbage weapon fusion too. Basara had trash weapon fusion. It was like just as bad as pre-patch Dynasty Warriors 8. Both those games came out within like a year of each other, by the way. Dynasty Warriors 8 and Basara 4 were like a year apart, and they both had awful weapon fusion. It's pretty funny to think about. Companies don't even collaborate with each other anymore. Game designers must have been exchanging trade secrets at dinner or something. I don't know. Very weird coincidence. Both those games had really bad weapon fusion. They got patched to be actually functional later. But yeah, I'm just killing time until Double Dragon comes out, so I don't mind the grind. The game feels like a new game now. I got a lot of hate for not liking the affinity system too. Back on Koei Warriors. Like, what reason is there for them to just make it so there's random hyper armor? It doesn't add anything to the game. Actually, to add on to what I was saying, the DMC reboot came out the same year that this did. It had the same problem. Just arbitrary hyper armor that you can't turn off. They had 2 games with shitty arbitrary hyper armor, and then 2 Muso games competing with each other that had shit weapon fusion until they patched it. Very, 2013 and 2014 were very weird years to be, action gamers, that's for sure. They didn't even fix the colored enemies in, the definitive edition of DMC. All they did was make it so that they take damage, so it's basically just a copy of the way it works in this game, where they take damage but they don't stagger. That's all they did. At least make them stagger. And all they did in the definitive edition is they just got rid of the stupid shit where you couldn't even hurt them.
ちと見える。私の知略が役に立つならお供しましょう。
Hey Jacob, when was the weapon fusion patch? Was it in XL or was it vanilla? Because I remember I played launch vanilla of this, and the weapon fusion was awful. It was like basically I barely remember. It was like partially random. It's like weird like gacha game shit. I barely remember it. I think I have some videos of it from back then.私の知略が役に立つならお供しましょう。
私の知略、あなたの元でなら行かせよう。共に行くほどお許しあれ。
I'd say there's a pretty high chance they might bring it back, just because they've programmed themselves into a corner, because they have like 120 characters now, and the community is too stupid to realize that like no other video game series includes everybody in every installment, except this and Samurai Warriors and Smash. So I think Weapon Fusion has a pretty good chance to come back. As much as people complained about it, it's like, hey, if you don't like the weapon that, you know, the designers gave to your character, at least you have another one you can use. And it added depth to the game as well. But we'll see. They all know they don't always do the right things with this series. They make stupid decisions. So I fully expect them to reboot everything again and then still have all the characters in the game, so then they just crack under the pressure. Can't. I mean, it's funny that people don't get that, because when this game came out, the original version, they had a interview with somebody who worked on the game. It's like the director or something, and he straight up said that, you know, they added an aerial Muso for everybody in this game. You don't remember in 7, having an aerial Muso was only certain characters. They added it for everybody, and they said, the guy just directly said he's probably taking a jab at the suits that told him to do that. It's like, well, just doing that one thing for like, how many characters? Like 80-something characters was this huge undertaking. It's like, yeah, no shit. Even though most of them are ground pounds, they had to make all those animations for probably like, maybe like 75 or so of the characters. A couple characters had them in 7, so they just recycled those. But most of them did not. Like, people never really took that interview at face value. It's like, that should tell you something. You can't just have like 120 characters all the time. It's nuts. There's probably people that use Smash Ultimate as an excuse for why Koei Tecmo should be able to do it. And it's like, well, for starters, they don't really change movesets in Smash that much. The one that gets the most change is probably Mario and Link, because it's essentially like different versions of Mario and Link. And then also, they already said that Smash Ultimate wouldn't have had all the characters if the Wii U one didn't come out. Even though the Wii U one was kind of a failure because it's just on a console that wasn't popular. That's the only reason they had everybody. And like, no other franchise does that. I wish people could understand. Cuts can be a good thing, if done right. And they tried that with Dynasty Warrior 6. They tried that. The problem with Dynasty Warrior 6 is that it's just a very flawed game, and the combat system is really boring. There's fun things about the game for sure, but the gameplay loop is just boring. You basically just mash buttons the whole time. And I feel like they could have improved that if they wanted to. No, the most successful Muso games are the ones that are not Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. It's been like that for a while. I think the only reason they still make these is because they have full control over it, and they don't have to meticulously follow guidelines that come from some other company that owns the property, like One Piece and stuff. I'm pretty sure with the One Piece and Gundam games, they're like, they probably don't have that much influence over what characters they can add. They have to add the ones that are popular, that are being pushed. With the Gundam games, it was pretty much the Gundam series that was airing at the time. You probably like having more control over it like that, but games don't sell as much, and they also have to deal with the pressure of having like hundreds of characters. Whereas when they make the collab games, they can just kind of do whatever the hell they want because they have to start from scratch anyway. Oh yeah, I mean, I've been gaming since the late 80s, early 90s, so I can definitely tell you. There are still, like, NES controllers from, like, the mid-80s that still work. And these controllers crap out on you after, like, a few months of just, like, normal adult levels of gameplay. We're talking, like, 2-3 hours a day max, not, like, 16 hours of Smash a day. I mean, I think it's acceptable for a controller to not be able to withstand, like, that much abuse for long. But, like, I bought a pair of Joy-Cons when Tales of Vesperia came out on Switch, and that thing started drifting after, like, 3 months. And I'm like, I'm just really only playing the Switch when I was working at my neighbor's house, so no more than, like, 3 to 4 hours a day. Like, totally normal amount of time to be playing. Like, it's not an excessive or unhealthy amount. That thing started fucking drifting. I'm like, dude, I had the same NES controller for what, like 6-7 years? I don't recall ever having to ask my mom to replace that thing. Same thing with the SNES controller. These things were made of, like, adamantium or something, I don't know. PS4 controller, same thing. That thing would always give out on me after like a year. People that can't accept that things have changed from their childhood like to always say that it was better back then. But with video game controllers, they're 100% right. Those things were fucking durable, man. They meant business with those things. It's like we have to design this for like a toddler that's like eating Cheetos and Jell-O. It has like dust and gunk on their fingers. The thing still has to work. It has to work for like years. Those things were legit like toddler-proof. And now you have like adults, responsible, clean adults that take good care of their electronics, and the controllers give out after like a couple months to a year, which is just insane to me. I mean, Nintendo did kind of set an unrealistic standard for controllers, because those things could literally, you could give those to like a toddler and they would still work. I get that it's hard to make a controller to that standard, but I feel the rate at which these controllers crap out now with like responsible adults that like clean their stuff, and you know, they're not toddlers. They don't have like Cheeto fingers and Jell-O and lollipop gunk on their fingers while they're playing. The thing should work, period. There has to be some element of understanding if, you know, not everything can be child-proof like that. But, I mean, my Switch Joy-Cons were pretty much never out in the open. They were in a, if I wasn't using them, they were in a case. So, there's really nothing in the equation of that was my fault that could cause that to happen. That's pretty much how it is now. It's always in a case unless I'm directly using it, and then it goes straight back in the case. And those things still don't last worth a damn. Yeah, the PS2 controller was pretty similar to classic Nintendo controllers. That thing could withstand some punishment, that's for sure. That's definitely one thing you can agree with old people who don't want to accept that some things have gotten better. Not everything is worse than the old days. I think everyone can agree that controllers are way better back then, for sure. It'd be delusional to say it wasn't. Can't summon down here, huh? That sucks. I wouldn't agree with that, though. I wouldn't agree with that, though. There are a lot of games that still hold up, and ironically, they're a lot of the oldest ones. Shit like The Last of Us and all the Assassin's Creed games are just garbage compared to old games. Once the focus was on gameplay, not just wasting your time. He died, never mind. That's why I still play old games. I still play old games. They're definitely a lot better programmed than the stuff we have now. The game barely works on like a $3,000 computer. It's like they've gotten worse at programming them. You think about the limitations they had to make stuff like this with. It's actually pretty insane that Muso started as a tech demo. It's basically like people would use it because it would it was basically one of the biggest tech demos. Was this and the Zone of the Enders. Because the processor could actually handle having a lot of enemies on the screen. But then they got worse at doing these over time, too. This game had a terrible frame rate when it came out. PS3 and 360. Frame rate was a slideshow.
計算通りです。今こそ策を披露しましょう。計算通りです。今こそ策を披露しましょう。
Alright, let's move on. That's one shot. Nice. These days it's not a good idea to go for the expensive controllers because the build quality is honestly not that much better than the cheaper ones. It's better to go for like one that's like no more than like 60 bucks and just buy them once a year. Just consider it like changing your tires. That's what I do. Like the Xbox Elite I hear has pretty bad build quality, so it's like, yeah, I'm not paying 120 bucks for that shit. I'd pay like 50 bucks for the controller I use right now. It doesn't tend to last longer than a year and a half, but for 50 bucks it's like, it's acceptable. Acceptable quality. It's not as good as it should be, but for 50 bucks, how bad controllers are now compared to when I was a kid. It's not bad. It works. You start getting to in the $100 range, and those things still crap out on you after a year. It's like, well, what's the benefit of paying that much? I mean, at best it's like better for your hands, but that's not something you have to worry about until you're in your 30s anyway. Like, I have to worry about that because I am in my 30s, but this controller doesn't really cramp my hands unless I'm doing really sweaty stuff like this with all the cancels and everything. PS4 controller gave me really bad cramps, and it barely lasted a year, so no brainer to break up with that thing. Shit quality, and it was hurting my hands. There's no benefit. That was weird. Like, I was gonna crash. Not like it matters, it's only been like 30 minutes of this. Cursed. Need to find a place with a spawn point for the peons. Can they come from here? Okay, apparently they can. So let's have him do this. Yeah, a lot of them are gonna claim that they have no drift, but they probably still will. I don't know, it's not hard to be better than the controllers that are out right now. Most of them are trash. Third-party controllers are actually pretty good right now.
計算通りです。今こそ策を使用しましょう。計算通りです。今こそ
Yeah, I wonder where the people that just want me to play Muso forever are, because that's like all I've been doing, is playing this game. I turn on the Muso, they're nowhere to be found. I was legit getting more views for, like, Neo. Very strange. That's why I just play whatever the hell I want. I don't really care what people want. Generally, people want to see the new game that's coming out, so it's not really that big of a deal. It is a little weird, though. I've been typecast for playing stuff like this for a long time, and then when I play it, those people are nowhere to be found. I'm getting better views on indie games lately, to be honest with you.
計算です今こそ策を使用しましょ計算通りです今こそ策を使用しましょう計算通りです今こそ策を披露しましょう 前に。 う